Hey, what's up, guys? Kyle got back with a video, and today I want to do my What If series. What if Naruto had two twin sisters? Part 35. Yep, it's been a long time since I made this video, and I mostly did a poll there a while back there, and I guess everybody wanted to do this there. Sorry, the voting took a long time to get adjusted there, but everybody wants part 35 there. So we go into the Boruto stuff. We finally go into the Boruto stuff. Last one we mostly finished the Shippuden there. So what we know in there. So in the last part, in part 34, we do see Sasuke using his planetary station there to catch all the tail beasts there. Naruto and Naruto and Naruto are like, they're like, no, Karma. They're like, and then he's like, and mostly Karma's like, Naruto, and then mostly, when they mostly get all smashed up and stuff like that, they're like, boy, you did this, Sasuke. He's like, you, Naruto, I want to fight you and stuff. So mostly he says you want to fight him and stuff like that. Mostly it happens like in the original series. Naruto follows Sasuke there. He fights in the Valley of the End there, with all full powers and stuff like that. That still happens. Naruto and Naruto, and Akashi were actually mostly gave gains conscience to Sakura there, and mostly Sakura's like, wait, where's Naruto? He's like, where's Naruto? And he's like, where's Naruto and Sasuke there? They're like, well, they're mostly duking it out. They're like, no, we can't let them duke it out, and like happens. Mostly Naruto. She's like, I'm gonna get him back for what he did to Karma for you guys there and stuff like that. And so mostly they go to the Valley of the End. Stuff plays out the same. Sasuke said he's lost and stuff like that. And he's like, why are you always tempering me there? And he's like, I'm trying to save a friend and stuff like that. And technically, Naruto and Naruto come and stuff like that, and they mostly heal him up there, and mostly Naruto gives Sasuke a whack in the head there. Mostly a couple years pass, and mostly Sasuke leaves the village there, and that's where part 34 ends. So it's going to part 35 with Naruto had two twin sisters. So mostly in this part here, we go into the time skip there. Mostly Naruto and Hinata, they got married there. I might see that there. They might mostly get married, like normal, like, and then they have Boruto and Himawari there. Mostly, where's Naruto and Naruto coming in this fray? I'm gonna say Aruko actually gets married by that's pretty tough there. I think she gets married by I think Kiba, because Kiba was like the only one was single in that series, not mistaken. So she gets married by Kiba there. I think they have a daughter there. I think they have a daughter there, and mostly I think they mostly have it. Mostly it'd be interesting to see that comparison with the Rasengan, mostly with the Uzumaki chains and the Rasengan. I think that kid mostly has also Uzumaki powers and stuff. I don't know who I name it. I'm just gonna call it Soruto. Not Soruto. I'm gonna call her something else. I forgot. I'm just gonna call her Serena. Why not Serena? I'm gonna call her Serena there. I can't really make up a really good Japanese name, but I'm just going to give her English name at this point. I'm just going to call her Serena Uzumaki. because I think he might mostly Kiba might go with the Uzumaki name there because they're both clan members there. But I'm gonna say Serena Uzumaki there. She has Fane over Fane. She has the um, uh, Uzumaki chains there. I think she has also the Uzumaki chains. She also has a lot of chakra pull there. I think she might actually have all that. Man, shoot that kid might be fucking tough. And then Naruto. I think Naruto would be single in this. I think Naruto would be single in this there. Um, she's mostly might be a Zeker to her brother there. I think she might be a Zeker to her brother there. Naruto might be a Zeker to her brother. Um, to be the Hokage there. So most of the day when Naruto is mostly selected to be the Hokage there, stuff plays out the same with Boruto and Hibawari trying to fight over the stuffed animal and stuff like that. I might see that happening there. And then he's like, "Well, we need to go, guys," and stuff like that. And then mostly, and then mostly, uh, and then they're like doing that stuff there. It's like, come on, guys, we need to go. And then mostly he gets hit like he doesn't rush up. Oh, and then Grandma's like, ooh, and stuff. I might see that happening there. And then mostly Naruto, she's like, oh man, that something hurt my stomach and stuff like that. And then she's like, you're okay, Karma? And he's like, no, I might have half just got the wood knocked out of him. She's like, wait, what? Your other half, oh, Naruto, and then mostly Naruto runs back into the thing. She's like, Naruto, you okay? And then mostly she's seeing her warrior. She's like, calm down here, warrior, calm down. And then she's like, this is Auntie. And then she's like, whoop. And then mostly Naruto grabs her there. She's like, don't knock me out. And then mostly her warrior's like, she's kind of like falls on her hand. She's like, oh man. She's like, she's like, you're okay, Naruto? And he's like, yeah, thanks, Naruto and stuff. So technically, they go to the summons there. And then mostly Naruto was announced to be the seventh Hokage there. Without Shikamaru there, I do not see Shikamaru being his right hand man. I think Naruto might be his right hand man this time. Then he's like, "You be my right hand man, Naruto," and he actually said that to to Naruto. She's like, "Yeah, sure, Naruto." And stuff, and then mostly they do the ceremonies and stuff like that. I might see that happening there, mostly with ceremonies and stuff. Mostly we do see a Ruko there. They're like, oh hey Ruko and stuff. They're like, oh who's this there? And mostly the kid hides underneath there. She's like, Serena, don't be shy there. That's your aunt and uncle there. And stuff, and he's like, your uncle's the fourth Hokage there, and mostly they were actually saying that there and stuff, and then he's like, oh man, he's like, mostly who are you dating? And then mostly Kiba comes, he's like, oh hey there, and he's like, wait, mostly Naruto like makes fun of, he's like, wait a minute, you and Ruko are dating, or had a kid there? How you feel there? And he's like, shut up, Naruto, and stuff. And then mostly, he's like, I'm pretty happy you guys met and stuff like that. And then they're like, oh, and then mostly Kibo's like, Naruto, damn it, and stuff like that. I might see that happening there. Mostly, who's gonna be? Mostly, they go into the academy there. Technically, Boruto. Mostly Boruto and Serena there are technically both in the same age group as them and stuff. So they mostly arrived to the academy there. Mostly Aruko and Serena technically met up there, and mostly day one in the academy, opened the academy and stuff like that. Naruto was there. Mostly Boruto mostly rides off the train. He's like, yeah, then mostly smashing the Hokage's face, and then Naruto's like, damn it, Boruto, and stuff like that. And then he's like, I'm actually here there and stuff. And then he's like, well, we need to mostly do it there and stuff. So the academy life plays out the same there. I think there and stuff like that. I think the academy thing might play out the same. I'm not gonna go over too much of the academy stuff there. Um, but I think they do actually do the academy there. And then do the train with the Kashi. I think that still happens there. But when they get their senseis there, um, except Mixki actually being on the team there, I think Mixki minus Mixki, I think Mixki might still be on Team 7 with Sadara and Boruto. But I think there might, and also because they actually have a fourth member on the team there, because it kind of makes sense there to actually let Serena there actually do it. Mostly she was talking to Naruto there, saying, how about letting Naruto's kid on the team there, on Team 7 there, and stuff. She's like, hmm. He's like, who's going to be a teacher? She might, how about Ruko might be the teacher there and stuff. She's like, Ruko might be the teacher of Boruto's team? And then she's like, yeah, and stuff. It makes sense there when you do it. And he's like, well, I can actually offer that there and stuff. He's like, it makes sense there and stuff like that for it. So, technically, teams, and then they mostly announced Team 7 there. Team 7, Boruto Uzumaki, Sadara Haruno, or no, that's not Haruno, Sadara Uchiha, and Mixki there. I don't know what his last name is. Mixki's last name. I don't know whose Mixki's last name is. I don't because they didn't reveal Orochimaru's last name. So I think Mixki will just be Mixki, I guess. And then they're like another fourth member on Team 7, Serena Uzumaki. There. So technically, she was like, wait, my cousin's gonna join the team there and stuff. And then they're like, oh, hey guys and stuff. She kind of has like the red hair type of thing, Uzumaki red hair type of thing there. So they're like, oh yeah, and stuff. So they do the Komohamaru will still be their sensei, or not Komohamaru. I think Aruko's be their sensei there. So she's like listen here and stuff like that. And then mostly she was telling no, I'm gonna say Naruto might be their sensei there and stuff. She's mostly gonna teach him the bell test. She's like, you need to take some bells from me there. They're like, wait, bells? What the doing there? And he's like, and mostly Boruto was like looking at her. He's like, really, bells? He's like, yeah, bells. You need to catch me with these bells there. So they mostly do the bell test there. She's like, scatter, and then mostly they scatter there. She's like, they're pretty smart there. Boruto mostly comes in attack. Shadow Clone Jutsu, and then mostly he does the Shadow Clones. He's like, come on, bring it on there, Naruto. She's like, oh yeah, Shadow Clones, that my brother did that. She's like, huh. And then mostly back in her mind, she's like, oh yeah, Naruto did the same thing. She's like, Shadow Clone Jutsu, and then mostly she made clones also. She's like, come and get us, and then mostly they spread out. And he's like, wait, what? He's like, where? He's like, where? He's like, where are they and stuff? He's like, he's like too slow, and then mostly she throws a shuriken there, and then boop boop boop. He's like, wait, what? He's like, she knocks out my clones there, how and stuff, and then mostly she Serena Uzumaki comes in. She's like, I got you, sensei, and then Naruto's like turning. She's like, oh, you got me, and then she's like, take this. Deal palm, and then she's like, windbreaker, and then mostly she jumps out of the way. She's like, oh, my sister's move, huh? She is her child after all, and she's like, and then mostly they try to fight it there, and then mostly Sadara there, fire. She's like, take this fireball jutsu, and then mostly she jumps out of the way. She's like, huh, and then out of there, striking shadow stick. What the heck? Boom! She breaks out of it there. She was technically dodging and weaving there. I think she mostly keeps dodging and weaving all of them all day. And then they're actually working as a team there. and stuff like that. She's like, man, she's like, these guys are mostly working as a team there. She's like, they can easily snatch the bells for me. And out of nowhere, Fane over Fane! And then she's like, oh crap! And then she totally lost the bells there. She's like, oh crap, the bells! And then mostly Naruto and Serena got it. So they're like, whoa, or Boruto, not 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 Naruto, Boruto and Serena got it. They're like, oh, look at this, Sensei, we got the bells. She's like, damn, I'm too slow. If it was Akashi, I think he should have actually outmaneuvered guys. Honestly, I think Akashi might outmaneuver, and Naruto should. She's like, yeah, okay. She's like, you guys mostly worked as a team. I'm pretty happy there. It was not mostly the bells there I was mostly testing it with, but mostly I was testing you guys with your teamwork there, and you guys did pretty well on your teamwork there. Um, and then they're like, yeah. She's like, Team 7 will start tomorrow. Like she does, like Kakashi does in the original series. And then they're like, yeah, we're on a team there. And yeah, that's where the what if ends. So yeah, this is well. I hope you guys like this one. I hope I can do more of the Boruto stuff there of this what if. So just comment down below if you want more of the Boruto stuff of this what if there. So yep, comment, rate my responses to this bros. We like bros, please subscribe. Hit the bell notification to see what uploads in live streams. Hit that bell notification if comment, rate my responses to this bros. We like bros, please subscribe. Hit the bell notification to see what uploads in live streams. Carg out of here. Peace.